A greeting from outer space to the Boy Scout Jamboree in Idaho.
I'd like to say hello to all my fellow scouts and scouters at Farragut State Park in Idaho. Having the National Jamboree there this weekend. I'd like to send them best wishes.
From here and there, of course, we heard complaints. These astronauts, Armstrong, Aldrin, and Collins, were too low-key, too unruffled, businesslike. Humorless might have been the word in those first hours between Earth and Moon. Not bouncy and funny as some of their predecessors had been. Fair enough. There were no jokes on the way out, but there were moments like this.
11 Houston, a little information to you there, CDR. We've all taken a momentary brief respite from our work here to have some special, have a bite of special moon cheese that is, I understand it's been sent to us directly from Wapakonetska. Wow. Congratulations. Your own hometown. Over. We can't pronounce it either. I think you'll enjoy that, Dave. Fine branded cheese.
Some days before liftoff, Mission Commander Neil Armstrong had summed up his duties.
In general, the responsibilities of the commander are to make the onboard decisions whenever they're required and to oversee the performance of the duties of all the crew, including himself. Now, in this particular case, I participate in those procedures on board the spacecraft as well as oversee those of my fellow crew members. And the specific tasks that I'm charged with the performance of include the monitoring of the launch, or procedures should they be required, manual flying of the booster should that be required, and taking my turn on watch in the normal monitoring of spacecraft systems in the command module. In the lunar module, I'm charged almost nearly equally with the lunar module pilot in the operation of the lunar module systems and control the vehicle during descent and ascent.
Only a little less than 60 years after the Wright brothers got their first plane off the ground, and only a little more than 8 years after President Kennedy's public resolution, 3 Americans were preparing to carry out a long-living dream. Another moon visitor at this time was Russia's Luna 15, unmanned, controlled from Earth. What was it supposed to do? American astronaut Frank Borman, fresh from a goodwill tour of the Soviet Union, telephoned an acquaintance at the Soviet Academy.
They said that it would remain in orbit, in its present orbit, for 2 days, and that they would notify us immediately of any future changes in the trajectory. They also said that at no time would the Lunar 15 trajectory intersect the published trajectory of Apollo 11.
Later, Luna 15 apparently crashed on the moon, and Moscow announced that its work had been done.
Apollo 11, this is Houston, over. Roger, go ahead, Houston, Apollo 11. 11, this is Houston, you are go for LOI, over. Roger, go for LOI. Apollo 11, this is Houston, all your systems are looking good going around the corner, we'll see you on the other side, over. Roger. Everything looks okay up here. Roger, out. And we've had loss of signal as Apollo 11 goes behind the moon.
Now, Apollo 11 approached lunar orbit, and the 3 astronauts prepared to separate Eagle from Columbia during the 13th revolution. Days before, Mike Collins had explained his part in the lunar landing.
Well, Apollo was designed to be a 3-man job, and the third, which I perform, is I think, as important, no more so, no less so, than the other 2 positions. I think I'd be a fool if I said that I had the best seat of the 3. On the other hand, I can say with complete candor and with complete honesty that I'm very happy to have the seat which I have and to be doing the job that I intend to do. I have 2 roles to play. First, I act as the passive target vehicle, and in the event that everything is working perfectly within the LEM, then I am not unduly busy. I have many chores to do, and I prepare to take an active role in bringing the two vehicles together. However, as I say, provided the LEM works and its radar is working properly and it's capable of making each and every maneuver leading up to the rendezvous and docking, then my job is essentially a quiescent one. On the other hand, should difficulties arise within the LEM, then my job is to rescue the LEM, and I then find myself becoming the active partner in charge of a very complex vehicle with a very complex job, and this is when I truly become busy, and I'm literally racing from one side of the cockpit to the other, getting solutions to various problems from my digital computer, making sure that my rendezvous radar, transponder, and VHF ranging systems are working properly, and doing a host of other small details, all of which are necessary for the successful completion of the rendezvous.
Roger, Eagle, contact. Roger, how does it look? Eagle is lit. Roger. Looking good. Roger, Neil, we got if you give us crew and data, we got the loads for you.
Separation smoothly done.
Houston, Columbia, reading you loud and clear. How many? About 5-5, Mike. How did he go? Over. Listen, Dave, everything's going just swimmingly. Beautiful. Great. We're standing by for Eagle. Okay, he's coming along. We copy out. Good Eagle, how do you read? 5-5, Eagle, we're standing by for your burn report, over. Roger, the burn was on time. The residuals before nulling, -0.1, -0.4, -0.1. X and Z null to 0. Eagle Houston, we rig you now. You're go for PDI, over. Roger, understand. Lights on. One, 0. Ignition 10%. That's 20 seconds, everything looking good. We show altitude about 47,000 feet. Good radar data, altitude now 33,500 feet. We're still go, altitude 27,000 feet. Same alarm, and it appears to come up when we have a 1668 up. Roger, copy. Eagle Houston, we'll monitor you. Delta 8. Delta 8 is looking good now. Roger, Delta 8 is looking good to us.
Eagle begins to descend. And already there are thoughts of getting it aloft again from the lunar surface. Here are the earthly remarks of Herb Grossman, the lunar module's chief engineer.
Let's just talk about the crew in general. When I say in their own way, these guys got a lot of experience and a lot of background, and we've got to design into the spacecraft as if that the crew members that are flying it really aren't that smart, and they really don't understand it. So in doing that, you're building in the capability of trying and attempting to eliminate the human element. The type of thing which I feel that the crew will take upon themselves, and perhaps rightly so. I'm not a pilot. I don't quite understand being a pilot. I don't have the experience. But we have lunar landing probes. When they touch the lunar surface, a light comes on the spacecraft saying that we've touched the lunar surface. Take the other devices we have on board saying we're there. Number one, we have guidance equipment, which we've aligned in space and saying that we're only 10 feet off the surface. Okay, I can agree with the crew, and it's possible that 10 feet off the surface, when you're up 60 miles and trying to, in an attempt to get that close in accuracy, is impossible to obtain. So therefore, they would be queasy or weak about relying on that equipment in the last 2 or 3 feet descending to the moon. They also might be a little bit queasy about depending on the landing radar, which tells them how far above the surface they are. And when they're about to land, it could be kicking up rocks and reflections, and that could be
Trying to get her About this size, the square maybe?
كلام صاحب Bye.
してます。ごめん。あ、本当ですか。あ、なんか今日会食してる人いない。何してるの？視線フェス。
Shuffling conscience, selling your sister to ghoulish bohemians who rotate their moldy penis in some bastard corner of your mother's mind. Hey, you who laughs at the signifying monkey deep in the wastelands of your soul, while resurrected Zeus with conch brains dance the bop in the midnight hour of the timeless day. Hey, you whom fear has killed before any bullet or knife has pierced your finger-fucked dreams. In time and space, space and time, where are we going in time and space? Where are we going? And time is ending, and space is endless, and time niggas, it's time to attack the customized lies and brooding images we give to the world as raggedy testimonials of our togetherness. But yet, still our children search the wind in evidence of a whispered nation. Still our children look at life from the shredded wounds of fluorescent horrors. Still our children seek love in the slobber and slime of a pitiless dream as they secretly wish for death in some sewer of their mind. If I gave a revolution, would you come? If I gave a revolution, would you come? Where are we going? Time out and time in, time and space, space and time. Where are we going in time? In time, we must take the powder serpent from our screaming veins. In time, we must take the veils from our shutting eyes. In time, we must take the arsenic spears from our punctured hearts. Oh dear, what can this madness be? Oh dear, what can this madness be? Oh dear, what can this madness be? Sweet Billy was lynched at the band. Where are we going in time and space? And space is time, and space is in and time out. Where are we going in time? And time cries, cause Ned died, cause Train died, cause Bird died. And time cries, cause George died, cause Lumumba died, cause King died, cause Malcolm died, and Malcolm died, and Malcolm died, and Malcolm died. We killed Malcolm. Yes, we killed Malcolm. We killed Malcolm with prayers to a fuzzy tongue, wrinkled God. We killed Malcolm with weekly news and cocaine dreams and scag fantasies. We killed Malcolm with bullshit sessions and smoke-filled cafes with staccato cries of teach, brother, teach, brother. Oh, forgive us, dear Prince, for pimping the beauty of your soul with anguish lies of total manhood while our faggot words melted in the heat of a romantic stun. Forgive us, dear Prince, for tarnishing your shining crown with flaming shit and lithic thoughts while entranced by the tune of the guzzling Pied Piper. And forgive us, dear Prince, for desecrating your grave with the screaming skulls of skag-bone demons and the yellow blood of vomiting horrors. Sunrise! We must rise in the dawning womb of morning like a newborn sun to melt the ulcers of sorrow that look in the diseased dungeons of our soul. Sunrise! We must ride like the high-flying phoenix, never again to be grounded in the filth and deprivation of a naked world. Sunrise! We must ride with the love and prayers of Allah to kill the choking thoughts of the blistering madmen in their sleep. Where are we going in time and space and time, time out? Now it's a time and space and time, time now to occupy that space, niggas. Now it's a time and space. Run, niggas, to occupy that space and time. Now it's a time, niggas. Run, niggas, in space and time. Time to occupy that space. Run, niggas. Now it's a time. Run, niggas, in time and space. Now it's a time. Now it's a time. Now it's a time. Niggas, the time is now. You got to find your mind in space and time. You got to find your mind in space and time. You got to find your mind in space and time.
called Ambient Church, where they rent a church and put sound system in and do like ambient party, like quench, not party, concerts. But he played knock all the time, maybe 10 people, and America 300 people. It's different than knock. But yeah, Ambient Church is super nice in it. Let's go to church. Right? Thank you, Jordan. That's a great set.